Last night's violence in Lisburn was concentrated in the Manor estate. The targets were Roman Catholics and the attacks were apparently coordinated. During the evening, gangs of youths set fire to up to a dozen cars and used them to block the roads and seal off the estate. Petrol bombs were made ready, street lights put out, and then the homes of 3 Catholic families were attacked. Gary Martin and his mother Celine were in their house at the time. Gary saw the mob coming, so he filled the bath, soaked blankets and made ready. That didn't stop the attack, but it did stop them getting hurt.
They had it so organised last night, they had all the street lights turned out and had all the roads blocked off with all the cars with the fire brigade, and the police couldn't get through. But the police were more than good for us last night. I couldn't praise them enough.
You believe this violence last night was orchestrated, was organised by people?
Yes, definitely was organised. There was people standing around and they were shouting, "There's the Fenian's house there, do that one and do that one." And you can see they done 2 in the street, and they done my brother's house 2 weeks ago, and also last night they done my sister's house, which he has a handicapped boy that's 6 years old. And the police then had to escort us out of the estate, but they were more than good.
How do you react to all this? What do you feel about it now?
I feel very bitter about it, but we're determined to stay here and just carry up the pieces and just carry on. Because we've been here for over 23 years.
Just minutes before the Martins' house was attacked, the gang had petrol bombed another Catholic home. 25-year-old Jim Catney was in at the time, and his 68-year-old father returned from a club to find the house ablaze.
I'm 68 years of age, and I've had peace with everybody. And I can't understand the whole lot. I came up here last night. I was over in the Hibs and had a couple of things. Then I gave me a bingo, and I come up here, and the whole place was on flames. And I have no animosity against anybody.
The violence that swept the estate, though aimed at Catholics, affected Protestants as well. Several losing cars, others hiding in their homes, woken and terrified by the noise.
That car was pushed up there, onto the middle of the road there, apparently to block all those roads. And I said to my nephew, grandson, I said, we better get some water because these things are coming very near. The grass was all burning around the door there in the garden.
One local Alliance politician blames Loyalist leaders for bringing the crowds onto the streets and claims the violence was orchestrated.
I think it is far too much of a coincidence that of the 12 or so petrol bombing attacks that there have been in Lisburn, that the majority of them, 10 or 11 of them, have been Catholic homes and the other ones have been policemen's homes. This doesn't happen by accident. This happens because specific homes are targeted and attacked in that way. I further understand that last night the Manor estate was cordoned off by cars which were set alight, and thus the thugs, for a period of time, appeared to have a free hand to go about their wanton destruction. And I would say this, they are tearing the heart out of Lisburn town and the community of Lisburn, a community which heretofore had reasonable community relations. Now we have a situation of where the Catholics are extremely apprehensive, where there's a tremendous amount of tension, and where there is an insidious amount of intimidation driving people from their homes. And this can only lead further down the road towards anarchy.